everyone, I am Teresa. And the last chapter I read you of Amelia, Bedelia makes a splash book 11 was chapter 5, which was called Starstruck. So today I'll read you chapter 6, which is called Are We Still on Earth? Miss Evans stood in front of the fallen cluster of Polaris girls. Peggy untangled them one by one, giving each girl a hand up until Amelia Bedelia was relieved at the center of the pile. Miss Evans shook her head and said, "How can anyone get so filthy so fast? At least you've got your uniform on, Amelia Bedelia." These are planets. And this is Miss Evans. You're a mess, but I can tell that you're our mess. Miss Evans continued on to the flagpole. She was carrying a staff with a notch at the top in the shape of the letter V. She raised the staff high in the air. The counselors stopped talking to their campers and each raised one hand, making a letter V with their first two fingers. The campers quickly grew quiet too and made the same sign with their raised hands. Amelia Bedelia and the other Polaris girls, who were trying not to giggle, shrugged and copied them. When it was totally eerily quiet, Miss Evans began to speak. "Heavens to Murgatroyd. Here we are for another summer at Echowood. Welcome back, ladies, and welcome to our 5 new campers. Now that your kit and caboodle is stowed, Counselor Peggy will show you the whole shebang. Just don't expect to be mollycoddled or live the life of Riley. Nothing namby-pamby lasts very long out here in the boondocks. Our cook is making grub that will stick to your ribs. We have a wonderful nurse. Should anyone come down with the whim-whams in case of the collywobbles or just the heebie-jeebies. This is everyone raising their arms, making the letter V. This is grub. And this is Miss Evans with a word bubble that says, blah, kit and caboodle, blah, blah, whole shebang, blah, blah, mollycoddle, blah, life, blah, blah, blah of Riley, namby-pamby, blah, grub, blah, boondocks, blah, blah, whim-whams, blah, 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 collywobble, heavy-jeebies, blah, 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 flies in the entertainment, blah, blah. There won't be any flies in the ointment. About the only thing that bugs me is a litter bug. That's when I see red. Now you know how I feel, so we won't shilly-shally another second. Let's seize this summer. Onward! Miss Evans waved her staff above her head in triumph. The counselors cheered. The campers whooped. As Miss Evans led everyone toward the dining hall, the Polaris girls stood frozen, looking at one another with utter bewilderment. What did she just say? asked Alicia. I am still in the United asked Annette. I am still on Earth, added Amy. Even Alice was shaking her head. Truthfully, Amelia and Bedelia felt relieved. For once, she wasn't the only one who didn't have a clue what someone was talking about. Miss Evans is from another era, said Peggy. Yeah, the Jurassic period, said Amy. Alicia laughed. When she was our age, I bet she had a pet dinosaur. Remember the rule I told you about? Peggy smiled. Trust me, you'll grow to love her. We all do. Now, let's go eat. Must I eat grub? Asked Anna. Don't French people eat snails? Asked Alice. These are question marks. And this is another question mark. This is a planet. And this is Peggy. And this is snails. The snail with a label saying snails, escargot. And this is Miss Evans when she was young, walking her pet dinosaur. Not me, said Annette. Lunchtime, Peggy called out, popping 3 times. I'll translate what Miss Evans said while we eat. Once you get past the language barrier, she has tons of experience in the outdoors. The dining hall was a big room filled with tables and chairs. It was crowded and noisy. The Polaris table was next to the Sirius table. Girls of Polaris, said Peggy, meet your neighbors, Sirius. You are the North Star. They are the Dog Star. Their cabin is next to yours. As they introduced themselves, Amelia and Bedelia realized that these girls were actually the boys who had surprised her when she was changing. Hi, I'm Christine, but you can call me Chris, said Chris. I'm Danny, short for Bedelia. And this is my friend, Antonia, said Danny. Tony, said Antonia. Sam and Alex turned out to be Samantha and Alexandra. They smiled at Amelia and Bedelia, and she smiled back, until she realized where she had seen them before. These were the girls who had laughed at her red and green sneakers on the bus. After lunch, the Polaris girls went back to the cabin and put on their bathing suits. Peggy gave them a quick tour of the camp so they'd know where the showers, toilets, and laundry were located and where the counselors slept. This is a star. That's my cabin, said Peggy, in case you need me in an emergency. She pointed at a 2-foot-tall statue of a garden gnome wearing a backpack, and that's my boyfriend standing guard. As she led them past the campfire crescent, Peggy said, we have campfire twice a week with lots of singing, some goofy skits, snacks, and stories. Ghost stories, asked Amy. Like the one about the lost camper who... No, the last thing we need is a camp full of kids so afraid of the dark they can't go to sleep. They toured the arts and crafts buildings, stopped by the canoes and rowboats, and then headed to the beach. Okay, Polaris, time to make a splash, said Peggy. The straight as stood on the course stand, ready to dive in. On your mark, get set, tweet! Peggy blew her whistle, and the girls dashed into the water in less than 3 seconds. They were all shrieking. Ah! It's freezing, screamed Alicia. Amelia and Bedelia couldn't even speak. The lake was so cold that her teeth chattered, and her body shook all on its own, as if it belonged to someone else. This is a garden gnome. These are ghosts. This is a canoe. This is a whistle. These are water droplets. This is water shooting up into the air. And this is water shooting up into the air with a fish and more water droplets. Echo Lake is deep and cold, said Michael, the lifeguard. She laughed. Don't worry, it'll warm up by next month, so don't get cold feet. Cold feet? Amelia and Bedelia had cold everything. Still, she felt a pang of disappointment. She'd be back home when the lake was warm. Michael called them out of the water to warm up, and she explained how the buddy system worked so they could swim safely. Then it was back into the lake to see how well they could swim and tread water. Annette was the fastest, swimming like a little seal. You'll go swimming every morning and afternoon, said Peggy. After they dried off and put their uniforms back on, they walked over to the trading post, and then it was time for dinner. Even though the food was half good, Amelia and Bedelia almost fell asleep in it. She could not wait to go back to the cabin and climb into her bunk. One last thing before lights out, said Peggy. Please write a note or letter home to let your families know you arrived safely. I'll mail them old-fashioned way for you. You'll have plenty to talk about after today, but it's just a line or two will do the trick. Amelia Bedelia was cozy and comfortable in her bunk, and she had no idea what to say to her parents. She was still mad at them. The first thing she saw when she opened her notebook was her summer vacations to-do list. This is Amelia Bedelia in the water saying, "Brr!" And this is Amelia Bedelia's foot in an ice block. She tore it out and set it next to the list she had been given of the daily activities at Camp Echo Woods. Her summer plan had a few amazing and wonderful things to do in one day. Her camp plan had more than 20 things to do each and every day. At the top of the camp schedule, she wrote, "Mom and Dad, I wish you were here." At the top of her vacation's to-do list, she wrote, "And I was there." She folded the lists together, slid them into an envelope, wrote her home address on the envelope, and gave it to Peggy. Once Peggy had all 5 letters, she said, "I'll put these in the mail and see you in the morning, newbies. Good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite." Bed bugs, thought Amelia Bedelia. She'd packed mosquito repellent and stuff for ticks and chiggers. And what about those litter bugs that made Miss Evans so angry? Amelia Bedelia was exhausted, but if there was one last thing she had to do, taking her pen, she made a tiny mark on the wall next to her bunk that showed that this day was officially over. 1 down, 27 to go. That would be halfway when her parents had promised to meet her and take her back home with them if she wanted. This is Amelia Bedelia's summer to-do list. These are all of the bed bugs, or regular bugs, and these are hearts. This is Amelia Bedelia's note on the wall that has the number 1, and these are 2 more bugs. Okay, bye everyone. Read your chapter 7 next time.